He's back. Part 2. We called him the Side Hustle King last time, which, by the way, pretty sick nickname we gave you.
Pretty good.
You're welcome.
I don't know anything about anything other than business ideas, so let's go.
I feel like I can rule the world. I know I could be what I want to. I put my all in it like no days off. On the road, let's travel, never look.
First episode did almost 1 million downloads across all the platforms. And when you get 1 million downloads across all the platforms, that's the best way to get back invited for part 2. So we got to do part 2. I want to cue like the Chicago Bulls, 96 Bulls intro music for you because you came on, you had a legendary first performance. Do you feel the pressure of following up right now?
No pressure. You kidding me? Go.
And the reason people love your business ideas is because you have that girl next door energy. You have that relatable, I could do that. That seems in my wheelhouse. I can get to 15,000 a month. I can get to 10,000 a month off that. That doesn't seem too hard. And I love that. Sam loves that. We all love that. So if you're one of the listeners who is looking for that kind of relatable, achievable side hustle idea, not that these are all easy. I don't mean easy. I just mean like, it's not rocket science. Those are the types of ideas you got. Chris, welcome back to the pod.
Thank you for having me.
Man, so I wasn't on that. I was off that day, and I get messages from people trying to use me as the middleman to get to you or Shaan asking to do the driving range thing.
Yeah, the golf thing. Okay, the golf thing got out of hand. We'll talk about that later. All right.
It's a banger.
So, Chris, let's start. You brought some ideas. We're going to brainstorm. We're going to riff off these. We're going to react to these. So, where do you want to start? Let's start with the banger. Give me one of the best businesses that you've seen that you think, wow, anybody could do that. Somebody else could do that.
Yeah. You want to go porch pumpkins?
Okay, so explain the idea and then let's talk about it.
All right, so I'm on Instagram. I see this woman decorating porches with pumpkins. I thought, that's genius. That's brilliant. It's just all visual. It sells really well on short form video. So I reached out to her. We spoke. I learned about her business. She's doing 7 figures a year across 3 months. It could be seasonal. People want her to decorate her porch for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, flowers in the spring, but she doesn't want to. She just wants to do pumpkins. And so over the last couple of years, I've learned of other people doing, quarterly flower delivery, like front porch flower decorations, Christmas decorations, Christmas lights. This could be a year-round business that starts with porch pumpkins.
Who is the lady? Can you say? Let's give her a shout out.
Heather Torres.
Shaan, is this the same person that we talked about?
We did talk about this once before, but there's actually a little twist to it now. So originally, and we can pull up, if you're on YouTube, you'll see what this means. So what does porch pumpkins means? Basically, during fall, Halloween season, people want their house to look festive. They hire this lady and she comes over with like throw pillow overload of pumpkins and we'll just decorate the front of your house. Cool. You pay her, how much does it cost roughly for like a
I am a customer.
Package?
So $500 to $1,500 and she's there for like an hour.
You did this? You porch pumpkins yourself?
My wife saw it and she's like, I need that in my life.
And okay, so, was it her who came or was it like a minion?
She hasn't come yet. Our week is like 2 weeks from now and it won't be her. It'll be someone from her team.
Okay, amazing. So someone from her team comes out, they put porch pumpkins and give us a sense of how well she's doing. What do you know about the business? This one woman in Dallas who started this.
Yeah, she's doing between 1,300 and 2,000 orders per year. Average order size is $800 to $1,200. Call it $1,000.
Okay, so that's something like $1.5 million to $2 million in revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And what's her cost? So she's got an inventory of pumpkins.
Yeah, it's about a 20% COGS.
20% COGS. That's the labor and the pumpkins, which she reuses, I'm sure. Yep. She takes it away after what? How long does it last?
Well,
for?
she charges extra to take them away. So because people don't know what to do with them, so that's an upsell.
Okay, so you can pay to have them removed. It's basically the Christmas lights business, but she's just done it not on Christmas lights. It's actually much easier. You don't have to like scale the roof and do all this dangerous stuff. Okay, amazing. And so this woman might be clearing $1 million a year doing this. Do you know the origin story of this? Like, how did she start doing this? Did she stumble into it? Was she like a stay-at-home mom? What's her story?
Yeah, she's just a mom. She did it for herself. She posted it on Instagram and her friends freaked out. She wasn't trying to start a business. So she started doing it as a favor and then she monetized it.
Okay, amazing. And so one thing that wasn't there last time we talked about this Now, Sam, if you scroll down to the middle of the page, it's one-on-one business coaching for your pumpkin business. And she's got the boss lady pose.
She owns
standing
the
at
trademark
45-degree angle with her arms crossed, which I think is also the pose I had for this podcast cover art. They put her in the boss lady pose, and she's selling one-on-one coaching now. So you get 2 sessions, an hour each, for $5,000. So you too can become a pumpkinpreneur.
There you go. And she owns the trademark, so people can't start businesses with porches or pumpkins in the name without talking to her first.
Interesting.
No way. What? Say her. I'm looking at your Instagram. What's her Instagram again?
Yeah, it's just Porch Pumpkins, one word.
Oh my God.
43,000 followers now.
Is this now more successful? Look, so on her her link off thing, she's linking to your video that you did with her.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's funny.
Yeah. Do you have any association with her other than you just think she's cool?
Nothing. No, she's just awesome.
And so is this coaching thing doing better than her actual main thing?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her about it. But she also started a fajita business during the same season as Porch Pumpkins. She's got like 2 retail locations where she cooks fajitas to go only, and she's crushing it at that.
To go fajitas?
Fajitas, yeah.
All right. Questionable decision on that one. Okay, so what would you do? Let's say you live in Sam. What's like some middle of nowhere place, like wherever you're from?
Kansas City, Missouri.
All right, you're from Kansas. You're in Kansas City, Missouri, and you're a stay-at-home mom. You're entrepreneurial. You got that itch. What are you doing? How are you getting this business off the ground, Chris?
I'm gonna go buy pumpkins for retail at the grocery store. I'm gonna basically. Sorry, Heather, but I'm gonna copy Heather's design based on what I see on Instagram. The same colors in the same places, the same sizes. I'm going to film a time lapse just using my iPhone, and I'm going to post it to all the local mom groups, buy sell groups, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. And then just watch the comments come in and start doing it for people in the comments.
By the way, not to be dismissive. This is really just me showing my own lack of skill, but you say design. Dog, it's a pile of pumpkins.
Dude,
is this a design?
Apparently the's something to it. I hear there's something to it.
It's like a flower arrangement. Like it matters.
Where does the hay bale go? Where does the hay bale go?
If you gave Shaan a pumpkin patch and an empty porch, it would look nothing.
Dude, I will do this as a challenge. Okay, I will blind porch pumpkin my own porch, and I'm going to post it just to see how I do with my own design.
There's some.
It's a pile of pumpkins.
No, there's a little like.
You're drinking her Kool-Aid. She's got you all under her spell. All right, so Chris, so you're going to go buy a retail. You're not worried about your margins, on that front.
Yep.
You're going to make an Instagram account. You're going to name it something not Porch Pumpkins because she's got the trademark for that. So patio pumpkins? What are we talking?
Sure.
Front door pumpkins?
Patio gourds.
Okay, and now how do you go get customers? Because that's the hard part of any business.
Yeah, I mean, you post 5 to 10 organic videos. You see which one pops off the most. Then you push paid ad spend behind it to people in your zip code.
Okay, so you're going to post organic content just as testing. You're creative, and then you're going to run paid on this.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're basically selling a $500, $1,000 ticket item.
Yep.
So you have a lot of room to work with to even acquire customers for $50, $100.
Yeah, and then you can worry about wholesale pricing and going to a farm or whatever. Like, there's just unnecessary friction if you do that up front.
Okay. Sam,
but you said that she was going to do something that prevents this from being just a October thing. Is that the course?
No, she could. Other people are. She doesn't want to. She's got kids. She's like, this is her busy season, and she doesn't want to work on this business during the other seasons.
She got kids. She got fajitas, dude. She's got her hand.
And what do you think her take home is? What's your guess?
I would guess 40 to 50% net. That's a guess.
Do you think she's working her ass off for 2 months out of the year, and then she's like in deployment mode? Like she's like, I'm getting up at 5 a.m., getting home at 11 p.m., and just grinding her ass off for 2 months and make $600,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, so we have a lady that, like if you took my family's life expenses, it'd be like, oh, whatever, rent, utilities, insurance. And then not that far down the list, you'd be like, who is the balloon queen? And that would be this lady that my wife needs to hire for every kid's birthday. for every special occasion that we were throwing.
Dude, you're like her patron. You're like you're like the king of Italy, and this is like Michelangelo, and you're keeping her afloat because the world needs more balloon art.
She shows up, and I'm just like, oh, $1,200. Just you knocked on my door, and $1,200 just left my bank account because this woman is going to make a beautiful balloon arch and a backdrop that we need, I guess, for every part. We need for every party.
You gotta have it.
Okay. And so I got 3 kids, but we're spending like $7,000 a year, $10,000 a year on balloon arches. She's the porch pumpkins of my neighborhood, basically. And one thing I've noticed with this is that you can kind of set a norm in any area. So like Christmas lights is one of these things where like there's almost like a visible peer pressure and a visible, invisible peer pressure, right? Like the more houses on our block that do something, we feel like we got to do something.
Yeah, I think I read about this in like a Peter Thiel tweet. It's called mimetic desire.
Yeah,
to have balloon decorations in your home.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
It's so mimetic, bro. It's so mimetic right now, and my life is so mimetic. And so you've got kids' birthdays, you got graduations, all this stuff where people are doing stuff on their front lawn to kind of like, if it's your special day, you wake up and you go outside, and it's like, oh, you guys did the thing for me. And so I think there's almost like a Porch Pumpkin's like birthday skew and a graduation skew that she could create, which is basically just like, yo, we dress up your lawn so that, you have this moment, your family did something for you and everybody knows it's your special day today. And so I think you're right, Chris, that this is not, that the sort of fall Halloween season is really like not where this thing is limited to. It might still be, 40% of revenue, but doesn't need to be 100% of revenue.
But how cool is it that, so my mother-in-law is like this. She has a pillow company and she's killing it. She pays herself a lot of money. And I'm like, Smithy, how much are you spending on ads? And she's like, well, I spend like $100 a month. And I'm like, what's that turn into? And she tells me, 1,000 or something. And I'm like, okay, so why aren't you spending more? And she's like, well, because I work 3 days a week and I'm happy. And I'm like, but, and that's kind of what this lady is. She's the same thing where you kind of have your lane and you're happy. So it sounds like she's winning.
Yeah.
But
I
for
heard
the rest
that
of us
about the banker and the fisherman.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this banker's onto something. That was my takeaway from that story. Hey, real quick, if you like this episode of Chris and you want more, he's actually agreed to give away his entire database of 200 business ideas, just like the ones he's talking about on this podcast. And he's giving it away for free. So if you just go to the QR code that's on the screen or the link in the description below, you can get his database of ideas. And these are like his blueprints for companies that he thinks can work. And this guy's done it before. He's built a bunch of businesses that are successful. So go ahead, take advantage of this resource. And now back to this episode. All right, Chris. Give us another one. What's another idea you think a cool, small, niche cash flow type business?
Yeah. So I'm going to take what you just said about like mimetic desire, keeping up with the Joneses, and it goes perfectly into this next one. So we just got a sport court, and I think sport courts are the next pools. Okay.
Explain what a sport court is.
Sport court is a multi-purpose slab of concrete that you can put tiles down on, or you can paint lines on it and do pickleball, volleyball, soccer, basketball. You can do multiple sports on the same thing.
Right. It's a thing you put like in your backyard, concrete, and then they have this like almost like what do you call that? Like kind of the mesh looking rubber thing on top.
They're just like tiles, sport court tiles.
Yeah, like so then you can play like any kind of sport, on top of that. So you turn your backyard into some fun. Okay, go on.
Yeah. So like 5 years ago during COVID, everyone was getting pools out here. They were all getting pools, and pools were like 75 grand. Now they're 150. But now it's all about sport courts. If you want to keep up with the Joneses, and I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses too. So we just got a sport court this year, and I got a bunch of quotes, and half of the companies wouldn't even call me back. The ones that did, they were just dudes like me. They look like me, wrap truck. And I was like, I know you're not going to be putting this sport court in. You're just subbing it all out. You're just a dirty marketer like I am. And so they would quote me like,
how did they respond to that?
I wouldn't tell them to their faces. I only go on podcasts and say that about them. So they would quote me. Now we're talking a 30 by 70 foot sport court, which is good enough for half court basketball and pickleball. Okay. That's what I got. That's what I wanted. They were charging me 50 to 60 grand. Okay. I can't do that. So I start getting quotes from subcontractors, going on Facebook Marketplace, looking for a concrete guy, a painter, fencing guy, because you want to fence it in so the ball doesn't fly everywhere. And long story short, I got quotes to do all of it. It's in my backyard right now for about 30 grand, half, right? So then I start thinking, okay, there's a business here. I already have the subs. They're all affordable. So what I'm doing is took my tree trimming company and my operating partner, and we're pivoting. We're going away from trees with a $1,000 average order value, and we're going full-time sport court.
Oh my gosh. What's it called?
Well, there's no website for it. It's not like a...
You need a cute name, though.
I do have a cute name. I got the domain name. There's just nothing on it. It's called Backyard Funhouse because we're selling the dream. We're not selling sport courts. We're selling, you want the backyard that all your kids' friends want to come to. We're selling the dream. So you start with the sport court, get your foot in the door, then you go putting green, then you go pool, then you go fire pit, outdoor kitchen, and pretty soon they spend 200 grand.
What you're doing is you're taking the business model of pool installation, which is a popular business model, and you're basically saying, look, that's a pretty saturated market probably now. At any place that's kind of pool weather friendly, there are going to be multiple pool installers and builders in that area. But you're noticing this trend where some people are like, hey, instead of the pool, or in addition to the pool, we want our backyard to be fun in a different way. Maybe for us, the right thing is pickleball or basketball or whatever, soccer. And you're like, okay, whatever that pool market is, there's going to be this new market where there's not established players, and I can come in and basically do that in my town, and then anybody can do that really in their town. Is that the right way to summarize this idea?
If you look at Google Trends, if you look at the keyword tool, the searches are exploding for this, and the supply is not keeping up with demand.
Yeah, I've seen this a bunch because I was house hunting and saw a bunch of these, and I had the same. It's funny you were like, you're selling the dream, because I saw it and I was like, oh, so me and my wife we're just gonna play pickleball. Have we ever played pickleball together? No, but obviously we'll start. Obviously that'll be the new us, and then my kids and their friends will come over, and it'll be so cool. And it's like this, almost like this. It became a wow factor for certain houses that we were looking at. They were trying to sell that as a bit of the X factor for that home. So I kind of believe this. We also, Sam, we have some friends, Sieva and Xavier, who have a business called Enduring Ventures, where they buy businesses. And one of the businesses they bought is a pool construction business. Sam, have you heard them talk about how great of a business this was for them?
Yeah, I mean, the one in Arizona.
Yeah, they have a business in Arizona. I think it's called Dolphin Pool. So if you're in Arizona, go get a Dolphin Pool. And it's just been this steady compound. I think it's like a $20-30 million a year pool business that just serves that one geography. And it's a very, it's a profitable business. I think it's cash flowing. Let's call it, I don't know the specifics, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was $4 to $5 million a year of free cash flow generated from this pool business. And then obviously, and they're able to just serve, and that's just one market, right? So I think this sport court alternative to pools, it's got some legs.
Dude, I'm already generating leads for it. Like, this isn't just hypothetical, okay?
Where are the leads coming from? Facebook?
Meta, yeah. I mean, where do all leads come from, Sam? It's all Meta. It's all Meta, right? That's where we all get our leads from.
I don't know, but where do leads come from? Facebook.
That's it. There's only one place. Short form video, 15 seconds, selling the dream.
You're a sassy little bitch.
Oh, you're making me blush. You're making me blush.
All right, what's another one?
Well, wait, Sam, I want your grades for these first two.
Okay.
I love the pumpkin lady.
Porch pumpkins. On the Sam scale, what is it?
Yeah, so for a very particular type of demographic who wants that lifestyle, I honestly think that's a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
For sports court, I think that's a 3 out of 10. I don't want to work with subcontractors. I don't want to deal with people who are hungover. How's that been? How's that been working with?
Slander.
I'll tell you, working with subs,
I used
sucks.
to do landscaping. I can tell you, I know what they're like. You know what I'm saying. There's gonna be pill bottles all over the place.
You just got to work through some bad ones to find some good ones. Just like employees, right?
Well, there's different ratios of how many you got to work through. Yeah, it's are we talking about
Sam's company is a bougie ass company called Hampton. Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the first thing about this. He's got a different brand of pill bottle for them.
to quote Harrison Ford, Sam, that's what the money's for. Okay, that's what $30,000 net profit per job is for. It's for dealing with annoying subcontractors that show up with meth in their system.
All right, so you got a 9, you got a 3. Hit us with your next one, Chris.
All right, so right next to my sport court, we put an in-ground trampoline. Okay, Why in-ground trampoline? Because our trampoline blows over into the neighbor's yard every 2 years like clockwork. And
Dude, you're a great dad. You got everything.
we're working on it. We want to be the backyard funhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we put in this in-ground trampoline. Sam, I want you to guess what it costs to put this thing in.
$3,000.
10 grand.
Yikes.
Okay. 10 grand.
Really?
Yeah. 4,500 for the trampoline itself from a Shopify store that I found from Facebook ads, right? Of course. And then 5 grand for the digging, for digging it out. And so this dude with an excavator that he didn't even own, he just rented it, shows up with another dude. They spend 4 hours digging it out, putting down some weed barrier, and they walk out of there with 5 grand. So
Dude,
I reached
Dallas
out.
dads are keeping the economy afloat.
I'm telling
man.
you. Telling you. So I start talking to him on the job site, and I'm like, where are you getting all your jobs? And he's like, from this e-commerce brand. They can't sell trampolines unless they have someone to dig them out for them. And
What's
he
it
does,
called?
which the e-commerce, it's trampolines.com, believe it or not. So no
I believe it.
affiliation. But they can only sell trampolines that are in ground if they have someone to dig them out. And there's not, like, the guys that own excavators are too busy digging pools. They have no interest in trampolines. So you don't need to go buy a $100,000 backhoe. You rent one when you get a job. You dig the sucker out and you get paid 5 grand.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out because I thought this might be the same idea as Sport Court, but actually it sounds like this. Is what you're saying that trampolines.com gets demand and they sell the trampoline, but they don't want to go do the backyard dig and you
Correct.
can get the leads from them? Is that the
Yeah.
way you were saying this?
Yeah.
And how does get the leads from? Is it like you're saying like you got to know a guy who knows a guy and go do some biz dev with them, or there's like a portal you sign up for? You say
There's
I
like
do this
a
in this
portal.
area.
Yeah. And I reached out and they're like, yeah, we don't even have our paid ads turned on right now because we can't sell, like, we don't have enough people digging these things out for us.
Dude, trampolines.com, by the way, is owned by someone who's part of the tribe, a Mormon, or he went to BYU. You guys do all the best stuff.
What can I say?
So Brad Mills owns trampolines.com. That sounds like a pretty fun job.
I mean, you can't drink, you can't smoke, you install trampolines.
Yeah, so they have this map
Jump.
on the thing where they got certified installers and premier installers and all these different areas. And then you basically, if you're on trampolines.com, you get a quote from the installer, and then they do all the work. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
So you're saying become an installer.
Yeah. Or just like we have an excavator guy for our tree trimming business, and we talk to him about other jobs that he does, and he gets paid 5 grand to dig out pools, and it takes him a day, just him, playing with controls. If you
This guy's listening and he's like,
he's so
what the
offended.
hell, Chris?
My 4-year-old son's dream job. I can't let him hear this podcast.
My overall point is, like, high ticket home service in general, in a strong economy, there's way more demand than supply in any of these little backyard businesses.
Okay, I like this backyard business theme. You've given us a bunch of those. Let's do a non-backyard business. So you wrote something in our notes doc.
We're going to give it a 4. That one's a 4, man. I don't want to dig
Okay.
holes. I don't want to dig holes.
It's fine.
I think you do want to dig holes. Sam. Seems like a hobby you would actually have.
Yeah, on my time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to get paid to do it. That ruins the fun. This is sacred art.
Yeah. Don't meet your heroes.
All right, so you have this sentence on here that I don't understand, but it's provocative. It says, "What starts in Dubai will make its way to America." What
Okay.
does that mean?
So I've been there twice, and they just live 10 years in the future. They experiment with all this stuff. They're very entrepreneurial, and a lot of the stuff they experiment with never takes off. But if you see it in Dubai for like 1 to 3 years, it's probably coming out west, and we can get ahead of the trend.
What were examples of other things that like kind of Dubai was early into that then propagated? Do you know of any others?
Dubai chocolate, for one. You familiar with that?
No. What is Dubai?
Dude, it's all the rage right now, and I've been getting it. I've fallen victim. I've eaten so much like
Hold on,
Dubai chocolate
is there like a
pistachio
cool
right
thing
now.
I don't know about? What is this? What's different about Dubai chocolate?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. But
It's just like a
it's-
chocolate bar stuffed with like pistachios that looks cool on Instagram.
You know how like 3 years ago the theme was pineapple, and like last year it was like I think it was like pear. Like there's always like a theme in food and in like wrapping paper, and like
The two big categories.
the America's 2 largest exports. And right now, for some reason, it's pistachio flavored chocolate.
Yeah.
And if you go to like a bougie yogurt or ice cream place, you get yogurt or ice cream with pistachios like crushed up and chocolate on it. And honestly, it's amazing. It's great. So I'm on board the hype train.
Well, they got whole mall kiosks selling just Dubai chocolate now. Like it's a whole industry. Will it be around in 2 years? I don't know. I don't care. Right.
Right.
But another thing, perfume vending machines started in Dubai. And now they're everywhere.
Okay. And what's this one that you're referring to? This manicure thing?
Yeah. I mean, they're in airports in Dubai and like outside of nightclubs, and you just stick your hand in there and it gives you a manicure.
So it looks like a printer almost. So it's like you basically put your hand in the robot printer and you get a manicure. Is it cheaper? Is it faster? What's the like kind of core edge that this has over, going to like a traditional nail salon?
Yeah, it's like a 1/3 the price and a lot faster.
All right. That's interesting.
By the way, speaking of, have you guys seen Rizbot?
What's that?
Okay,
Does it chat you up? What's a Rizbot?
All right. So you've seen like Tesla's like humanoid robot. Sam, I think you invested in Figure. People like the next big thing is basically these artificial intelligence, super cutting edge robots. Well, somebody made Rizbot and it's going super viral on TikTok right now. So what this robot does, basically it like runs up to a human and the run is hilarious that the robot does. And then it'll like stop in front of a girl and then it'll put out its hand to like kiss their hand. And then it'll like from its audio, from its speakers, it'll start playing romantic music. And this person in public, this woman is just like, what's happening right now?
What's the outcome of this? The owner is like, sick.
I have no idea.
My robot just...
I was going to read you the views on their last 10 videos. 37 million, 15 million, 8 million, 19 million, 18 million.
My robot just seduced a lady.
It's just this funny, lovable robot that wears a little like cowboy hat. And he runs around like trying to like spit game at people. It's amazing. It's just this amazing viral thing that's happening. Like I think that what's going to happen here is that you're going to have like, before you have the humanoid robots that can like do warehouse work and like assemble cars on the assembly line, you're going to have basically like pet robot. You're going to have just like a goofy robot that's kind of fun and like a little party trick that you can make like, that doesn't have, it has like, 1/100th of the functionality, but can make, $100 million, off of an idea like that.
Dude, do you guys want to see a sick robot? I have nothing to do with this company. I just think it's cool. Go to maticrobots.com. So
is this the new Roomba thing?
MATIC. Okay, yeah. So let me tell you the story. I met this guy, and I just thought his robot looked awesome. So I started DMing him, and I got one. And it's basically like a $1,200 or $1,100 Roomba, but it vacuums and it mops your house. But there's a bunch of like really like nifty features on there, and this is only like cool if you're into gadgets. But it looks, how a Roomba, like you'll hear it like bumping into shit because that's how it like tells if it's like, it like uses cameras and it maps out your house. But it has all these tiny features. Like when I got it and I turned it on, the battery was fully charged and it said, "Hello, Par family, I'm here to clean for you." Like it was like
in a
little
British
tiny
accent.
Yeah, like these little tiny features. But the guy who started this company, he's been working on this for 8 years, and he raised a bunch of money, and he's just like been in the lab now for 8 or 9 years. And after 8 or 9 years of tinkering, his goal was to build the perfect Roomba, and he has it, I think, after like 9 years of working on this, and it's finally for sale. And I thought it was really cool.
Chris, what do you think?
I'm thinking of how I could monetize it.
Well, by selling a $1,200 vacuum, I think that's
come on.
I can.
Yeah, I would go to cleaning businesses and rent it out to them for $100 a month, and they show up to a house to clean it, and they could just hit play. Then they could do everything else, save an hour on every clean.
Dude, imagine if you hired a cleaner and they showed up, and then they just put their Roomba down, pushed play, and walked away, or they just sit on their phone for like 2 hours. It'd be amazing.
Listen up. The old playbook is slowing you down. AI broke the funnel. Loop marketing fixes it. It's a new era for marketers. AI is capturing search traffic, channels are fragmented, and generating leads feels less predictable than ever before. HubSpot's Loop marketing playbook will guide you through this unprecedented disruption. It's the system your marketing teams should use to move faster, connect deeper, and grow smarter. The modern growth playbook for the AI era. Built by HubSpot, designed for today's marketer. Get the Loop marketing playbook at hubspot.com/loop-marketing to find out more and leave your competition behind. All right, back to the pod.
What other ideas you got?
This is a Sam idea.
Is this the one that says Dollhouses for Men, parentheses, Sam will love it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
What's this idea?
Should we watch it?
Yeah, let's watch the video.
Freaking guy right here. He's tapping into a $1 billion market that nobody is serving right now. Ask yourself real quick, what's the male version of Dollhouses? Day 3 of Genius Business Ideas. Follow for more. There isn't one, and that's the opportunity. Men are builders. We want to create with our hands, but nobody's selling us the materials to build miniature homes and structures like this. Look how many views this thing has. There's your demand. Grown men would pay serious money for high-quality miniature building kits, myself included. I'm calling this the Guy Dollhouse market. Full business plan here.
Yeah, I'm sold. So it's basically, all right, so we're watching this video. It's exactly how it sounds. You are literally building a home, like framing it with like the drywall and everything else. And this guy is crazy. He's using a proper nail gun. And you're building a very real life replica of a house. I'm in. This sounds awesome. I spend my time doing this with engines. Like when my wife's pregnant, we like, you can't like do too much. You gotta like kind of sit around a lot. We got into Legos and now we like to build like replica V8 engines. It's a very nerdy thing, but it's kind of like what we like to do instead of watching TV. This seems so much better. I would love to build a house. Is this a company that's making this, or is this
I don't
like
think
a hobbyist?
so. This guy just did it.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. Because this is basically like, people who love to play, flight simulator. And it's like, oh, you're playing a video game. They're like, this is not a video game. Like, I'm flying this plane right now for real. It's like, it is so realistic that it like moves into another category. And it seems like that's what this is, right? So like, instead of like Lego or like oversimplification, this is almost like just miniature complexity. So it's like, no, this is like as real as the real deal, but just on a small scale, we don't have to actually do all the true work. And so it's like this like escape. It's this whole new category, basically. Does this video have a lot of, when this guy posted this, does it have a lot of like organic traction? Like people are like, oh, I want this.
Oh yeah. And that video that you just watched of mine got like 20 million views. Like there's demand for this.
Yeah, that's cool. So you would basically just create these as kits, and then the sales process is just to do this over and over again. Like you just make content of you building more and more elaborate or funny, or like, hey, I'm going to like make the house from Full House. So it's like, that's the TikTok content.
It could be a
but
subscription
it's like,
too.
Yeah, just buy the kit and make the thing. Like be a man, but kind of not for real.
Yeah.
Be a man,
Pretend.
It's called Be a Man, kinda.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. There's a store near my house. It's called tinydollhouse.com. And you walk in and it is tiny dollhouses. But it is the most meticulously made dolls and dollhouses that I have ever seen. So for example, instead of a dollhouse, they'll have like a store, a replica store. And like the little bags of Lay's potato chips are like hand painted, or like, like the Reese's peanut butter cups that you can buy at the counter. And like each human being or doll is like a perfect like reenactment of like whatever period it's supposed to be a replica of. And as everyone listening, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, it's so weird, you're into that, whatever. Everyone who sees this is like, this is amazing. This is so cool. I get it. Now, I'm not going to buy my daughter a $3,000 dollhouse.
But you'd buy one for yourself.
But I'd buy one for myself.
I earned the money. This is crazy. I mean, do the police just like, oh, there's a murder. Oh, let's just stop by the tiny dollhouse, because those are the creeps who are definitely behind all these murders.
Yeah, like if you walk in, you automatically join a watch list.
Yeah, you should. We're not saying you did it, but we're saying
there's a probability. About it. Yeah. That's the point of a watch list, which is you haven't yet, but maybe you will. And you definitely sign one of those when you walk in.
Okay, I like this business. This one, Sam, you got to give it a strong score on the Sam scale.
So I think I would give it an 7 or 8. This is hard. Have you guys ever put together a complicated Lego set? It's amazing how they think of all this stuff. Doing the directions for something like this is so freaking hard. But I do think you could charge $1,000 plus for it. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like, because the hardest part of any business is how are you going to get customers? I think that's, unless you're doing a hard tech startup where it's like, we're going to try to create a robot or a machine that does something that no machine has ever done before. Like that's one class of business where the hard part is, can you make science fiction a reality? For most businesses, the hard part is, great, how am I going to get customers? And I think the like sort of amateur approach is always like, ooh, this product is cool. I think I would like to make and sell that product. And it's like, cool. You know that most of your life, 90% of your life is going to be spent just doing the marketing to try to get customers for the thing. And what I like about this is that you can work backwards from the content that would go viral. Like this is content that would go viral repeatedly, and that will be your sales engine to sell your kits. Is this a huge business? No, but could you basically have, 3 SKUs and charge, $1,000 per each one of these kits and just get this like hobbyist market that other people have, sort of ignored or overlooked? Yeah, I definitely think you could do that. I think, and you could do it with just viral content.
I mean, really any of these ideas you could film yourself doing and sell, right? Digging out in-ground pools, porch pumpkins.
What would you do for this gubdeals.com?
So there are these liquidation marketplaces where you can buy Costco returns and everything that the TSA confiscates, you can buy for like pennies on the dollar.
Well,
right?
Chris, you wrote good headlines. You should start with the headline. So the headline here you wrote was, how to make $1,000 a day selling TSA liquidation items.
Yeah.
Okay, you have my attention. So tell me more.
Yeah. So, I mean, you go through the TSA and they take your pocket knife and then they give it to this website. It sounds like a nonprofit. It's not a nonprofit. It just has the word gov in it. It's very much a .com. And they sell this crap. And then you're in the liquidation game. You buy pallets worth of crap and then you split it up and sell it on Facebook Marketplace.
So if I go to govdeals.com, this is where you go buy the stuff, right? So what should I click? You go by category here, or
I'll tell you what to do. Yeah. So the other website that does this is bstock.com. They have like a contract with Costco to
and
sell
this is
all
not
of their returns.
part of the government, by the way. Who is like GovDeals? Who the heck's making this, and how do they get the inventory?
Some freaking dude that has a friend at the government. I have no idea. But
okay.
The alpha here is setting filters for your local area and finding things that are too big, too expensive to ship, right? Like old police cars or something. And just
Dude,
being patient.
I've been on this website, by the way, to try and buy a
school bus,
a Humvee. I wanted to buy, like, you could buy like military equipment. Yeah, I've definitely been on this site.
Okay, so I'm looking near me, and let's see. I got a vaccine refrigerator, an electric scooter. What am I looking for? What are the needles in the haystack that I really want here, Chris?
Well, what you should do and can do is build an agent, right? Like just vibe code an agent that finds items for sale according to your filters, right? Like let's say under $3,000 within 100 miles of your zip code. And then it just posts them all for sale on Facebook Marketplace at a set markup, call it like 80%. And so you just list all these things on Facebook Marketplace, and whatever just starts taking off, getting a ton of hits and inquiries, then you actually go spend the money to buy the thing.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're just going to relist all of these things, and then basically ship on demand. Buy on. You sort of drop ship the government confiscated items.
Yep.
Dude, this is fantastic. I'm looking at Bstock. Bstock.com has raised $80 million from a PE firm, and they do something like $200 million a year in sales. I'm going to shop on this. I love like going on eBay and looking for stuff. This is really cool.
There's a 2020 McLaren for $150,000, Sam, right now.
On Bstock or on GovDeals?
On GovDeals.
Dude, if it's on GovDeals, that means it was like repossessed or like used in like a crime. So it's got a good story to it.
Yeah. Look, GTA 6 is not out yet. This is the closest thing you can get to it.
Have you guys heard of 260samplesales.com?
No, what is that?
So 260samplesale.com. So basically, do you guys know how like TJ Maxx?
Dude, the like tagline says IYKYK. If you know, you know. I don't know. In fact, I don't know. Should I just leave the site?
Is that the headline?
That's like the Google
that's
description.
Obnoxious. So 260 sample sales. So I think it's in Miami, New York, and LA. And so you know how TJ Maxx, what they do is they convince like Nike or whatever to give them last year's stuff, the stuff that didn't sell, and they don't want to put in their store because they don't want to like look bad, whatever. These guys do this, but with typically nicer brands, not like significantly nicer, but nicer stuff. So like Todd Snyder, I've seen him do it with Buck Mason. I think, brands where like something might cost $200 to $300 for a sweater. These guys do it all over New York City. And what they do is they rent out a vacant space, and it's very bare bones. It's just racks of clothes, like portable racks of clothes, and you walk in and things are dirt cheap and it's amazing. And every time I see a 260 sale, they have these pop-ups. So you sign up to get alerted and then they do a pop-up for a week at a time. The line is out the door. It's crazy. They are doing so much volume. The demand is huge. I thought, Shaan, you actually told me about 260 sale.
So is it like significantly cheaper, basically?
Significantly cheaper. Yeah, like 10% of the price. So a $300 item will literally be $30.
And it looks like they're kind of doing a membership model, right? So like you pay to be a member, and then because of that, you're going to get to shop early?
I think you get early shopping access, but it is really cool. I've bought so much stuff from these places, and it's great. It's great. It's like one of these businesses where I had no idea that this existed, but it makes sense. Like
what have you bought? Because every picture on this website is like a very extreme looking piece of fashion.
Just like nothing crazy, like
Boxers,
cargo shorts from Todd Snyder, like and what happened was I fall victim. Oh, this said it was $300, but right now it's $15. I have to get this. That's like the energy in the
I'm
place.
leaving money on the table, but not buying.
Yeah. But I love 260 sale.
Let's do another one. What's another fun one you have?
How about this mobile fuel delivery? You see this one?
Yeah, I've never seen this. No, mobile fuel delivery. What is this?
So people are paying to not have to go to the gas station anymore. And the churn is next to zero. People get addicted to it. The guy just kind of, you have an app, you set up an appointment, he'll come top off your tank, you pay a markup on the gas, and then you pay a monthly subscription fee. His, I think his lifetime value or his revenue per year per customer is $5,000. And his lifetime value is super high.
That's insane.
So this is DoorDash for gas?
Pretty much, yeah.
You know how people, when they get an electric car and they're like, "Oh, it's so great not to go to the gas station." I hate that. How else are you supposed to get like a Diet Pepsi to Slim Jim? Do you know what I mean? Like I need to go to the gas station.
Same. I feel guilty when I pull up to the gas station in my Tesla, like everyone's judging me. But
so how? By the way, one of the comments on this video is Dubai has this.
Oh,
so it might be
Call
another
it off,
Dubai
guys.
business. So how much more expensive is the gas? Like, so if let's say it's $100 normally for me to fill up my tank, what would it be with something like this?
So he'll take the average price of all the gas stations within like a 5-mile radius of the customer's house and mark it up like 20%.
All right. What about this like novelty ice cream thing? Because my kids go nuts for the ice cream truck whenever it comes around.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe he doesn't come around more often. Like it's like a once a month thing. I'm like, dog, we all buy every time you're here. Like, why are you just not here more often? Where do you go? I just come here every day. Like at the park, basically, as soon as the ice cream truck pulls up, every single kid goes and gets an ice cream. And the truck literally looks like it's nostalgic. Like the idea of an ice cream truck is nostalgic, but also the truck actually looks like it's from 1988 also. And like the menu does too. And so I'm just looking at it thinking like, this is nostalgic, but actually it's just old, which is not what you want. So Chris, what's your ice cream idea?
So this is like a $300 or $400 machine. And it's basically like a frozen cylinder that you pour flavored cream over, melted ice cream, and then it scrapes it off and you put it in a little container and it's ice cream. It's viralable, very visual ice cream that sells itself. You can do it on a busy street corner or farmers markets. You prove out the demand in like an affordable way and then you scale from there.
It looks like a stack of like hay or something.
Yeah.
So on your on your Instagram, I'm just reading or TikTok. It just says that are you saying like a different idea every day? Because on here it says you're on day 57, and apparently someone makes fun of you because the top quote was, "Does the ice cream taste good? I don't know, and I don't care."
Yeah. That's just a hack to get more people to follow me. I mean,
which is what?
Just say this is day 57 because then they follow like, oh, I want to see day 58, but.
Wait,
there's no day.
So did you actually
That's the big secret. There's no day.
You've been doing this for like 2 years, dude.
Come on.
Wait, really? So this isn't actually day 57? You just made it up?
Well, I mean, I post 3 ideas a day and my editor will add day whatever to any of them. There's no rhyme or reason. It just helps. It works. It's fugazi. Come on. What do you want?
It could be day 57.
It could be.
You've posted all these ideas and you find something that somebody's doing, you're like, oh, genius, this could be a thing. Boom, genius, this could be a thing. What's kind of like if you step back and you have a takeaway from this whole thing? Maybe the takeaway is about the types of ideas. Maybe the takeaway is what you've seen in the comments or people's reaction, or maybe it's maybe the takeaway is in, just the action you've seen some people take off these. Like, what are the actual lessons you've had now after posting? I don't know how many, hundreds of these videos.
People are very creative in coming up with excuses and reasons why they won't do something. Right? Very creative. Like, if you look at my comments, some of the most commented things are, yeah, what about insurance? What about liability? You buy insurance. That's what insurance is for. Oh, this is so good. Why don't you do it? Why don't you? I have like 13 businesses. I can't do all of them. I'm sorry for giving you an idea. People like, if we were as creative at actually starting and executing on things as we are of coming up with excuses why it wouldn't work, like, we'd all be millionaires by now.
Yeah, the comment section of Instagram and TikTok on any viral video is like where I would send my worst enemy if I was like, you should adopt this mindset. This will serve you well. And I would just send my enemies there, and one by one, they would all become incapable people who focus on the absolute wrong things, right? On the viral videos, not on like, niche small community videos or things with like a strong loyal audience or whatever. I'm talking about just stuff that just pops off. Okay, it's got 10 million views. The top, it's like, oh, this person made it. And it's like, well, people who've made it are ruining America. It's like, what? Like, what? That's your takeaway from this like success story is like success is bad, or, whatever. Like, it's just the amount of just like poor quality thinking and attitudes in the like sections or in the comment sections is pretty wild on a big video.
Do you guys read the comments?
I read the comments on our YouTube videos. I don't really read them to get like feedback though, if that makes sense. Like, I read them and I reply to people because I'm like, oh, it's cool that you cared enough to write. So I want to talk to you. That's cool. But I don't like look at it and think to myself, oh, I'm going to do that, because that would defeat the purpose of what I'm trying to do. The Rick Rubin quote, which is the greatest thing, the nicest thing you could do for your audience is ignore them completely. If you're a creator, you're an artist, you're trying to make something, like, you should make the thing you want to make and then let the chips fall where they may. That has become like much more the philosophy I have. If you want feedback on like a specific thing, cool, you go ask certain people that you respect for that feedback. But like, you don't just react to what's in the comments.
Yeah, I agree with your philosophy, and also it's hard.
Hard, like psychologically, to avoid it, you mean?
Well, you get a huge dopamine rush. So like, if we do something that hits and you're like, I didn't even have fun doing that, but it hit, you still get a dopamine rush. And you can record something that people love and it falls flat and you're like, that doesn't feel wonderful right now, even though it felt great when I recorded it.
I like to say, like, you can't go viral without half of everyone thinking you're an idiot, right? It just comes with the territory, or else it wouldn't go viral.
Doesn't that seem like a pretty like toxic game to play?
If you're reading the comments, yeah.
But not just toxic for your mentality, but like almost toxic in the sense of like, like, I'm a sports fan and I used to love growing up watching SportsCenter. And SportsCenter used to be a bunch of people who love sports showing you the highlights, the coolest shit that you missed, and making some jokes along the way. And then like, if you fast forward to ESPN today, it's basically like debate shows where one guy's going to say the craziest shit ever and the other guy's going to fight him. And, and they're like, cool, do you believe any of that shit you're saying? And they're like,
yeah.
What does that have to do with? Yeah. What does that have to do with this?
The key differentiator is, do you believe it? And everything I post, like that's like a checkbox in my mind before I hit publish, is, do I actually believe what I'm saying? Sometimes I believe something that's controversial and that people think is idiotic, and I post it and it usually does well, but I'm not in the game of publishing things that are just bombastic to get views if I don't believe it.
Hey, quick message here, because you know that feeling when you send a wire and it actually works. No friction. Well, I've used Mercury for years now, and let me tell you, it just works. And that's why I use it for not one, not two, but 8 of my companies. From credit cards to invoices, I have everything in one place. There's no janky dashboard. I'm never told, please visit a local bank branch. None of that tomfoolery. And a few months ago, I landed a big client. And the first thing I did, I sent them a clean, branded invoice. Boom, deal closed, cash in the door. That's the kind of banking experience I want. And that's why I use Mercury. So if you're running a startup and you want banking that feels like it's built in this century, well, go to Mercury.com and get started in minutes. Mercury is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services are provided through Choice Financial Group, Call MNA, and Evolve Bank and Trust, members FDIC.
Chris, have you done anything else cool in your businesses since the last time we talked? So you pivoted your tree trimming business. Last time we talked on here, you were like, all right, I got like a dozen businesses that are doing in total like, 2 or 3 million a year in free cash flow. Has anything cool happened in your portfolio?
I'm almost ready to open my secret pickleball club that we talked about last time.
Okay. That's been a little while. So it seemed like you were going to like open that up quick. Have you run into like real world bumps doing that?
Yeah, I have to expand my metal building, and it's really hard finding a company that wants to do that because it's a small job. There's companies that want to build metal buildings and barn dominiums from the ground up, but that was the hardest part.
What was the idea again? Like you had a space you had like a shed or a big kind of barn in your backyard.
Yeah.
And you called it a secret pickleball club?
Yep.
And you were like, I'm going to have 100 something member or 200 members or something like that who pay me, what was it?
$100 a month. Yep.
$100 a month. And I'm going to and all I got to do is like basically run this kind of like no employee backyard pickleball club for people.
Yep. And it's almost open.
Well, Chris, I see one thing in your little, I'm on your TikTok feed right here. It's like kids gym equipment. And I just bought a little bit of this for my home gym. Cause like my kids always come down and want to like be in the gym with me or like kind of bug me while I'm working out. Like they just think it's like playtime. And I need like a thing to occupy them. And so I've bought some of this like Fisher Price looking gym equipment. And there's a couple of problems with it. One is like kids get bored of it fairly fast. 2, it's really ugly. So like you have like red, yellow, green, blue suddenly like all over your gym, which like is not that color. So it kind of like trashes up your gym. And I actually like the thing that kids like is basically obstacle courses. And so I think the kids gym equipment to make is basically like a easy to set up like little obstacle course or like the equivalent of like a few it comes with like a McDonald's menu of like 12 different courses you could just set up. And that would occupy my kids for 30 minutes and it'd be really fun. I mean, I do this manually every day with my kids. I basically like create obstacle courses in my house. And like, Chris, have you seen the Nugget?
No.
Sam, do you know about the Nugget?
Oh yeah. I'm a Nugget owner.
So yeah.
Yeah. These modular,
So the Nugget is this incredible business where they created kids furniture, but doesn't look like furniture, right? Because if you thought of kids furniture from first principles, as Elon would say, then you would make this. You would make something with no hard edges, no corners that they can get cut on. It would basically look like a toy, which is what the Nugget is. It's like, a couple of foam kind of base pieces and then a foam triangle, foam circle, whatever. And so you get these like shapes that you can just set up as a couch when you're not using it or when you want to just sit. Or you can fold them up and create like basically a jungle gym. And moms go nuts for this thing. I don't know if you've seen like the Nugget owners like Facebook groups. It's like 100,000 members of moms who just like love the Nugget. And they want the new colors of the Nugget or they want like ideas and like, oh, if you buy 2 Nuggets, you can create this in your house. Kids love the Nugget, parents love the Nugget. And it's basically this like modular piece of furniture. It's like a mix of furniture and a toy. And I think like, there should be more of that. This business has scaled. I think their plant is I think they like started in like North Carolina or something, but they do, 50, 60, 70 million a year in revenue on the Nugget. It's like a real like legit business. Actually, I think that estimate might be actually dramatically low. It might actually be double that by now. I looked into it for the first time like a couple of years ago and was thinking about potentially competing with them.
Yeah, I bought one after you told me about it. It seems it's amazing. And what do you think the revenue is now?
Let me see. They had posted. I remember it was like 75 million a while back, but I imagine it's over north of 100 million now. Would be my guess. And profitable business. that was bootstrapped, no investors, as far as I could find. And so but there was a bunch of opportunities. Like one, the nugget was quite expensive. And so making a lower cost nugget was like, one option. Two, you could always basically if you could do the nugget, but get into retail because they weren't in retail. And so I remember thinking somebody should do the Costco. Costco basically has knockoff versions of everything. So if you see Peloton, you walk into Costco and there's something called I don't even know what it's called.
Echelon.
Echelon. It looks exactly the same. The name fucking rhymes. And it's this is Peloton. Cool. There's Oura Ring, which is the kind of fancy fitness tracker. And they're boom, we have the the Zora Ring. It's they'll have the Costco brand partnered version of these. Costco doesn't make it. They just find a company who's plays at the right price points for Costco.
Dude, that's that's pretty much what my company, Dollhouses, do with the skim. We just aren't going to raise any VC, and I could sell for less and make more money. I mean, it's the same thing. That's what Echelon did. I mean, that's the difference. What's the difference? How are you guys different? Well, we didn't raise VC, therefore we can make less profit and get more
Are you
rich.
different? The spelling.
Can't you read?
I bet I can tell you where the Nugget found all their customers from. Facebook ads.
Yeah.
It's all Facebook ads. That's it. Everywhere you look, it's just Facebook ads.
And they did have, to be clear, insane word of mouth. People really love this product and will show, when we do play dates, inevitably the parents oh, what is that? Right? We tell people it has some virality to it as well. It's a great product, and they did a great job. But, I think there's more opportunities like that in the kind of kids space where you make something that's functional that kids find fun, but doesn't clutter up and make your house look ugly at the same time.
Yeah. I wonder if you could do the Casper mattress version of this and build a Nugget competitor that you can shrink down to make shipping costs cheaper.
I think that's how it comes, isn't it?
Yeah, it does come like that. It comes rolled in a thing, and then you let it expand for 2 days when it gets to your house. Chris, what's your favorite business of all the businesses that you own? I'm curious.
Oh man, of the ones I currently own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man.
What's the best business? The one you're oh, this is
RV parks. I like my
Why?
RV parks.
Say more words.
I don't understand why people invest in single family or multifamily, right? With a mobile home or an RV park, you don't maintain the units. You just maintain the infrastructure under the ground. It's a hedge against the economy. When the economy's good, the millennials and the boomers are traveling. You got short-term stays. When the economy tanks, you got people living in your RV parks full time. So you hedge it both ways.
What's your RV park called?
Well, I have ownership in 9 of them.
What's one of them?
Moose Creek near Glacier National Park.
Why don't you just buy more of these then?
Well, I am.
Okay, so I'm looking at this Moose Creek. What is Streamside?
That's our holding company that owns all of them. We have 29.
Okay. And then I'm looking at, there's a very nice website. So when I think RV park, I thought trailer park, but this looks like fancy thing. What?
Yeah.
Am I dumb, or there's just
No, I've done both. Yeah. This is more like KOA. This is for short-term stays. They're near national or state parks. People stay 1 to 3 nights at a time. Trailer parks, people live there full time, month to month or year to year.
So you went near a national park, you buy a piece of land, you
Yep.
get it zoned and permitted, I assume. And then basically people bring their RVs there. So you're not building mobile homes. They bring their RV there and they get to park it, and they pay you a fee to park there. That's what this is?
Yeah, we don't really build. We'll expand, but we're usually buying existing parks and adding value.
Okay, great. So but that's what this is. And then how do if I just want to come short-term stay, you have stuff sitting there that I could just go use, or I have to bring
You
my
bring
RV?
your RV. Yeah.
Okay, so there's
it basically just has a way to easily change the water. It has electric hookups, and it might have a pool or some type of lounge that you can hang out in.
Can you walk through the business of one of these? So you said you buy them, you don't build them.
Yep.
So you bought, whether it's this one or another one. So how much do you buy this for?
This one we bought for $8 million, and it was doing $700,000 a year. So a 9% cap rate, give or take.
So you put down $2 million, $3 million. What'd you put down?
We put down 20%, so $1.6 million. We raised 40% from investors, and we financed through a bank the remainder.
Okay, so you put down 1.6, and then 40% of the 8 million you also put down as equity. So you had like less debt than typical. So you have 40% debt on this thing. You buy it. It was making what you said 700,000 of profit at the time.
Yep.
And then you said we add value. So like, what was the play to add the value to this one?
So this one was open 5 months a year, whereas it could have been open 6 months a year. So it opened on May 15th, closed on like October 15th. We opened from May 1st to October 31st, right? So we added a month of occupancy.
Sounds pretty simple, right?
Genius.
That's part of it.
And by the way, you talk to the owners and you're like, hey guys, how come you don't do that? And they were just like, that's how we do things, or what?
No good
Like
reason.
we're happy. We're
good. It makes good money. And then we bought an acre next door or 2 acres next door, and we expanded into it. So the rents were under market. We raised rents. We added more pad sites. We expanded the season, and now it's doing like 1.2 million a year of net profit.
Okay, gotcha. And it would be maybe still a 9 cap rate, or or was that like a sign of the times?
We bought it under market. It was probably worth an 8 cap when we bought it. So at like a 7.5 cap, it's an 8-figure park now.
Yeah, so that's like a $15 million thing now. So if you went and you sold it today, if it's stabilized and it's working well because you did raise the rents, you add more pads, you extend the seasonality by 15%, or the open window, and whatever else you said you did. And so now, let's say it's a $15 million thing. You go sell this, you will end up turning 1.6 of equity into something like 3.2 or maybe more because you have carry on the investor thing, something like that?
Well, more because we're packaging it with 28 other parks. So we have $150 million worth of parks under management. And then we have a portfolio worth $111 million under contract right now. So by the end of the year, we'll have $260 million worth of parks under management. And that way our cap rate comes way down, and we could sell the whole thing for a 6 cap to private
And
equity.
how do we?
Me and my partners. I'm a co-GP in this fund.
So you have 2 or 3?
3 partners.
Do you operate in this, or you're just like a...
You don't want me operating, Shaan. Come on.
What value do you provide?
What do you do?
I help with marketing and with fundraising.
I'm an idea guy with a great personality. Something everybody wants on board. That's usually my pitch.
Strategy, quote, strategy. Right?
Okay, so RV Parks is your best business.
Yeah, but I've been doing this for seven years. So I've been doing it with this company for 2, but I was doing it with a couple other partners 7 years ago.
Did you ever have a job, or you're always doing your own thing?
Always doing my own thing.
Which of the 8 things has been the biggest financial success for you?
This will probably end up that when we exit, which will probably be within a couple of years. But I've had 2 different e-commerce brands that were 8-figure businesses. One I exited, and one I did not.
Which one did you exit?
We sold wholesale iPhone parts for 7 years to iPhone repair stores.
Okay, and so if I cleaned your slate, if I took away all your businesses, gave you all your free time back, right? You know everything you know today about the world, but I give you all your time back. What would you go really hard at? If I was like, hey, do something, like you're going to go do something now, you're starting from scratch.
One thing.
You know everything you need to know, but you got to do one thing.
Yeah.
Where does your brain go? Not like what would you do specifically, maybe, because maybe you don't know that, but like what immediately comes to mind when I ask that question?
I would want to ride a tidal wave. And I would want to ride what I know. And I know small business, right? Medium, large, know nothing about it. I know small business inside and out. And so the tidal wave is AI. And I would want to implement AI in small businesses for free to get my foot in the door, earn their trust, show myself as an expert, and then start charging. And I would just have a simple AI automation / implementation agency for small to medium-sized businesses.
What do you think is an example? What would be like a hero example of like small business? Here's an example of a small business, and here's an example of how AI would help that small business, like clear, no brainer, boom. Like that's the one I would kind of try to rinse and repeat.
Yep. The simplest thing is setting up an AI voice answering agent 24/7 for small business owners that don't pick up the phone after hours because they're with their family, right? It's just an AI robot, and you can plug into other, software services that already offer this. You don't have to have any technical knowledge. You charge a flat monthly fee. And if there's an emergency, then it would patch the call through to the business owner. Like if it's a plumbing emergency, otherwise it's just like a smarter voicemail system. I would start there.
We've had a lot of people say that. I've had a couple friends do it. I know Alex Lieberman's doing it. Shaan, I don't know do you know Grant Wilkinson?
Maybe.
Grant's one of my good buddies. He started this thing. I'm looking at the website now. So originally this guy, he was like, hey, I want to work on something. Do you have any like ideas I could work on? And I told him like 3 things, and all 3 failed miserably. And he's an engineer, and he was like, I'm just going to do this agency thing. It's called rosedale.ai. And like, he's just doing agency work that automates a variety of tasks using AI. And like, customers are just begging for him to do shit for them. And there's like dozens and dozens and dozens of these services. And I'm seeing this firsthand, what's going on with Grant's business, and people are just begging. Like, they need, it's simple.
So you think these businesses are doing well? Like they're going gangbusters, like these AI kind of implementer for businesses?
It depends what you define as gangbusters, but can the owner make 7 figures a year, $1 million a year? For sure. Can you get to $2 to $3, $4 million a year in revenue? For sure. Is it a lot of work? Yeah, it's a service. But if you're like, your goal is to like make money and work 40 hours a week and have a business, yeah, I think it's like there's massive demand for it. Now, how does that scale beyond to be as big as, maybe $100, $200, $300 million a year? I'm not sure. But like, some people will figure it out. And agencies, that is a scale. People always say agencies aren't scalable. No, it's definitely scalable. You're just going to have 1,000 employees. Like, it'll work. It's just going to be really hard. But that's not bad at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's scalable. You like pain.
Yeah, it's
what is your pain
doable.
tolerance is the question, not is this scalable.
But yeah, I mean, you don't have a bunch of friends that are doing this right now?
I met a few people, but my understanding was that, like, for a lot of these businesses, they don't really know how AI can help them. So you basically have to kind of go bespoke and figure out like, oh, what's your problem set? And like, how do we use AI to do this? And like the AI part is almost like the easy part. And then it's like, how do you get like the adoption and the buy-in and the like, all of that stuff. And so I think there is like definitely desire and demand to, like, I think everyone generally feels like, oh, I should probably be using AI to like do stuff better. But when the business owner themselves is clueless about like where the AI can plug in, you need something like what Chris is talking about, which is like, hey, here's a generic problem that I can see from the outside that you see as a no-brainer for you. And if I could find that match, I could do that specific implementation. I think beyond that's a little bit harder. The more interesting plays to me have always been, you understand where like AI is changing the game, and then you basically go buy a business at a fair price today. And then you're like, cool, my value add is that I'm going to use AI to like drop 10 points of margin to the bottom line. I could take this from a 10% EBITDA business to a 20% EBITDA business just by doing this, right? Like just by doing this one thing. Like I can get rid of all these people who I have doing stuff because I can automate all of that at a higher accuracy, higher speed using AI. So I think like the play is you go figure out how to what's the right type of business for that. Is it a bookkeeping business? Is it something else? And you basically go and you say, all right, I could buy this business for $25 million. It's an established business with a book of clients already. And I know that I have this lever of AI that the like 55, 65-year-old business owner wasn't going to do. And I bought it at a fair price, but I can make this thing more valuable, and I can capture $10, $20 million in 2 years of work, without the hustle of scaling an agency. So I like that that version of this play much better, personally.
Do you know anyone who's going after that now?
There's a lot of people. I think there's like full funds that like private equity funds that are doing this. They're like, cool, we're going to do private equity. But typically the private equity play was like, maybe we offshore things, or maybe we just cut headcount, or we centralize certain things. And now they're like, the play is AI. We're going to go in and we're going to add AI in these 3 ways. Kind of what Chris said, like AI on the like sales automation side, AI on operations automation, and AI to just like, maybe reduce headcount across the board on product or whatever, maybe it's engineering, something like that. And, so there's a lot of people trying to do that. I don't know how well it's going because they're not like, talking a lot on Twitter about like how great it's going. We'll see.
Chris, where do you want to be in 10 years?
I just want to keep starting businesses, man. I just chase product market fit. That's what I do.
But why?
Because I'm chasing dopamine. Like
That's the flavor of dopamine you like?
Yeah, my version of focus is focusing on my superpower, not on one business. And my superpower is seeing and executing on opportunities really, really fast.
Well, don't you get worn out having to like manage or work with people who run your shit and not as good as you want them to?
Yeah, I mean, I've had like 15 different business partners. And so nowadays, I'm much more likely to find a business partner that takes the vast majority of the business so I could have like more slices of small pieces of pie. So there's low expectations from me. And I just go into a partnership, eyes wide open saying, hey, I'm going to be super distracted, FYI. If you think I'm going to put in 10 hours a week, it's probably going to be 2. So adjust your expectations and equity accordingly. And it took me 15 years to learn that, but that's just how I prefer to do things.
Where do you think 10 years from now, what's going to make it a huge win for you?
It's probably going to be a SaaS business that I launch and promote with my audience that has a big exit. That's where I see this heading.
What kind of SaaS?
Well, I'm building like a QuickBooks competitor right now. And when I say I mean my brother-in-law, who's like a 10x developer, like an AI-enabled QuickBooks competitor. So maybe that'll be it, but maybe that won't even be a thing in 6 months. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that's good, like product audience fit for you, I would think.
Yeah.
That's a super competitive space, unfortunately.
I know.
So that's interesting.
But listen, I've got almost 4 million followers that like me, and most people hate QuickBooks. They hate Xero. And if it's AI enabled and it's cheaper and I use it and I talk about it, I'm not trying to beat QuickBooks or beat Xero. I'm just trying to build a cool business that cash flows,
What are you going to call it?
Lazy books. Bookkeeping for people who hate bookkeeping.
Lazy books? That's pretty
I like that
cool.
you start with names. You seem like a guy who starts with a name.
Totally.
Like you get the name early.
Yeah. I start with the domain name and the marketing.
Why is that? It makes it real for you. It kind of like forces clarity of thought around the product. Like why do you think that's important?
It's more that I start with a marketing channel, right, in mind, and then I build an idea around that. And oftentimes the name and the brand goes hand in hand with the marketing channel, right? I don't like building ideas and then see if people will want it. I want to see if they will want it and then build the idea.
What was name number 2 and 3?
There was none.
Just Lazy Books.
I tried Thin Books. I couldn't find that domain. Lazy Books was one where I was actually able to convince the seller to sell it to me. But I was really just thinking of like a slimmed down QuickBooks competitor that had, the 20% of features you only really need, that never breaks, that never disconnects from your bank account. That was the thought process there.
You and Dharmesh, man, you're all about the domain names. Did you see Shaan? He gave the country of Antigua, I think it was. Did you see what happened?
No. What did he do?
It was a very small article at TechCrunch, on TechCrunch.com.
I saw that.
It said Dharmesh Shah, founder of HubSpot. I don't remember exactly, but I think it said he gave them Antigua.ai and paid them $800,000 to make that their official domain name. I don't understand why he paid them to make that his official their official domain name, but Antigua.ai is now the country's official domain name.
Well, .ai is actually, it stands for .antigua. Like most of their revenue is coming from, all of those registrations.
Yeah, and so, but I don't know why Dharmesh is just like slowly making inroads with a variety of countries, starting with domain names, and before we know it, the next 20 years, he's going to have an army. This isn't out of the realm if you know Dharmesh. Chris, hopefully you had a great time. We liked having you on.
This was a blast. Thanks, man.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for having
You're
me.
an interesting guy with interesting ideas, and we appreciate you big time. Go ahead, promote it. TKOpod.com.
It's the Kerner Office podcast. I didn't want to talk about it, but here, I don't even know I had this on, but here we are. TKOpod.com.
Chris, what's
We
your shirt?
appreciate you.
What does your shirt say?
It says, look at this freaking thing right here.
That's
my hook
your
to all
line.
my short form videos. Yeah.
You're
we
committed to the
appreciate
bit,
you.
and I appreciate that. I respect
Thank you.
commitment to the bit.
Thank you.
That's it. That's the pod. Thank you, Chris.
I feel like I can rule the world. I know I could be what I want to. I put my all in it like no days off. On the road, let's travel, never looking back.
All right, let's take a quick break because, as you know, we are on the HubSpot Podcast Network, but we're not the only ones. There's other podcasts on this network too, and maybe you like them. Maybe you should check them out. One of them that I want to draw your attention to is called Nudge by Phil Agnew. And whether you're a marketer or a salesperson and you're looking for the small changes you could make, the new habits you could do, the small decisions you could make that will make a big difference, that's what that podcast is all about. Check it out. It's called Nudge, and you can get it wherever you get your podcasts.